Hey, what's up guys and welcome to part 43 of Uchiha Naruto, the Sage. Remember to get this 1 to 100 like as usual, share it to all of your friends on your social media platform, and on this channel I also post Naruto, the God of Shinobi, so go enjoy that as well. And on my main channel tonight I'm going to be posting what if Naruto was trained to be a mercenary, what if Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu, and what if Tsunade was Naruto's mother? So yeah, go over there and enjoy all of those lovely what ifs coming your way. And if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the anime king family and be a part of the channel. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the last time we left off, Naruto went on a lunch date with Eugeo as she introduced her friends Anko and Kurenai to Naruto, as we had that whole ordeal, and Mei also came at the village to negotiate the treaty with Konoha and the Mist, as Mei wanted to see Naruto as well. When Tsunade called for Naruto, the envoy came back and told Tsunade that Naruto was busy, as Tsunade just scowled, but she ended up putting up Mei in the hotel so she can rest because it was a long trip. So yeah, that was basically last where we left off, but you guys can switch across and check out the rest for yourself by switching across the playlist. So let's start this new episode. Naruto was still at the ramen stand. "Yo," said Shikamaru as he and his group arrived at the ramen stand. Naruto then turned as he looked at Shikamaru, Choji, and then Sasuke, also Kiba, Neji, and Rock Lee. "Hello Shikamaru," said Naruto. "I see that you're still hanging out with childrens." That comment was referred to Kiba, as Kiba scowled. "Who are you calling childrens?" he said. "You," Naruto responded blankly, then ignored Kiba. He then looked at Neji. "Well, at least you grown up." As he turned and looked at Rock Lee. "Well, Rock Lee, I must spar with you sometime. Last time you impressed me with your taijutsu skill." Oh yeah, Ino was also there, as Rock Lee was about to start to talk about youth and all those things, but Naruto wasn't waiting to hear all of that crap, as he then turned to Sasuke, as Sasuke already knew the question that Naruto was going to ask. "Oh, I wanted to speak with Shikamaru about the training program for the military force, but they forced me to join them," said Sasuke, answering the unasked question. He could see that Naruto had asked the question by the look that he was giving them. "I see that you're still the same troublesome blonde," Shikamaru said. "Were you expecting something different?" "No," Shikamaru replied, as he shook his head lazily, as he never expected anything to change with the blonde. "Hey Naruto, why don't you come with us? We are going to hang out together and catch up." As Naruto turned, as Sakura was there, as she was standing so quietly, as Naruto didn't even pay any attention to her. "No," he said flatly. As that left Sakura mute. "Oh now, since you are the Uchiha clan head and the hero of the Mist, and you're on a date, you think you're better than us?" Kiba said in an angry voice, as Hinata tried to calm him down. Naruto just turned around in his seat as he went back to the ramen stand, facing the ramen. "Don't you dare ignore me, you bastard!" Kiba shouted. "You're so loud," said Naruto. "Perhaps if you wasn't so loud, I would've..." "But it doesn't matter," Naruto said, as he didn't even look back at Kiba. "Sasuke, after whatever you're doing, come back at the compound with Shikamaru. I have some matters to deal with him," said Naruto, as Sasuke shrugged his shoulders. "That bastard," said Kiba. "You know Naruto, you don't have to be so cold," Eugeo said. Naruto turned and looked at Eugeo. "I refused the offer because I was not interested. I explained to Kiba why I wasn't responding to him because of his petty outbursts," said Naruto. "So tell me, how exactly was that cold?" Eugeo felt silent, not willing to say anything further. "Come on guys, let's go," Shikamaru said, as all of them nodded as they walk away from the ramen stand. Is that your way of telling them to go away? Eugeo asked Naruto. No, Naruto replied. Sakura knows that I have never been interested in anything she does since we left the academy. Kiba was just being so childish. The others were not bothered because they know that I was never interested in any of them. And besides, I prefer being here with you than any of them. I guess you're right, Eugeo said with a sigh. My ramen has become cold, Naruto said. But then Eugeo just realized what he said. He preferred to be here with her than the group, as that made her super happy as she smiled at him. As first, he wouldn't say things like those, but now, I guess I'm changing him, she wondered. Naruto, she said in a calm tone. Why don't you like people close to you? She asked. Naruto looked Eugeo straight in the eyes. I have no needs for petty affection. Don't you believe that? Eugeo shook her head. I am the only person is close to you in this village and can really understand you. I know you don't care about most things. As she paused for a moment, you are so obsessed with your goals. You discard everything else. Have you ever asked yourself this question? What will you do when you complete your goals? Who will you be with when you push everyone away? Will you survive being alone? Naruto looked away from Eugeo and stared at his cold ramen. His heart was acting up again. He did not like those questions, true. He has never think about that. But they were not important. He will deal with it after everything is completed. As he then shook his head. You may be right, Eugeo, he said in a calm tone. Later that day, the hideout. Naruto smirked as he thought. He wanted to test out his jutsus. He wanted to go on a mission, as he knows that the Akatsuki is on their move, and sooner or later Obito will reveal himself to him and bring some petty threats or something like that. As Naruto knew that Obito's days were numbered, he will soon send him to join Ren. How is your body holding up? Zetsu asked Naruto. So far, it has been holding up better than I thought, Naruto said as he took a seat. His seat was like a throne. It was inside of a room that Madara used when he was still synced with the Gedo statue. But right now, it wasn't inside of the hideout. It disappeared ever since Nagato started summoning it. He figured that it must be taking refuge inside of one of the Akatsuki's hideout. But I have two problems, he said with a serious look on his face. Two? Asked Zetsu after seeing the look on Naruto's face. Naruto nodded. The second problem is worrying, but I have to find a permanent solution soon. It is targeting the cells, and it seems to act up when I use the Mokitan. My body seems comfortable when I use the sharingan, but when I use the Mangeto sharingan, it seems to shut all the doors, enable me to use the Mokitan. And it made me very difficult to use the Mokitan and bring me a large amount of pain. The Mokitan have become difficult and use more chakra, and the Amaterasu hurt my eyes severely. The Susanoo feel like it's crushing my body and I can no longer maintain it for a long period of time. Should these problems continue unsolved, I will lose all of my bloodlines. Zetsu looked at Naruto. So do you think he planned it all? Yes. I think the poison that Orochimaru used was intended to destroy my body inside, my cells, and my chakra system. For someone like you who is proud of your power, if you were to lose it all, you will never survive, Zetsu stated. The virus seems to target my bloodlines. It seems like it was created that way. As Zetsu looked at him, as Naruto had the calmest look on his face, like if this wasn't a serious matter, as anyone would be freaked out by this. So, how long do you have? Asked Zetsu. I don't know, it's unpredictable. The medicine I am using now, it seems to be fighting, but it seems to be losing strength. It is like The virus is adapting to it, Naruto sighed, as he placed his hand under his chin. Should anything happen, you will have to kill me. That is if I don't die immediately. Zetsu was silent as he wondered what Naruto was saying to him. But Naruto decided to explain, although I would not do this. My existence has to continue until I complete my objective. You will have to make Nagato use the Renny Rebirth to revive me. I don't care how you make him do it, but I still need him alive. My body should be rejuvenated in my rebirth. Zetsu nodded with a grin. Why exactly do you want Nagato alive? I want to fight against the god of the Rain Village, and I want to see the so-called power of the Rinnegan. It is a matter of time before my own eyes activate, and I want to see what they can do. But in his current state, Nagato wouldn't be a challenge. Nagato was immobile and Naruto do not like to fight with puppets. Not really, said Naruto, earning a look from Zetsu. Obito will think of something to return Nagato back to his original state before synchronizing with the Gedo statue. Do you think that Obito will give Nagato more power than he has now, even though he plans to take Madara Rinnegan from him? He will, said Naruto, because it's worked better for him. If Nagato is given his mobility back, he will prove more of a challenge to me. Either he lose or he defeat me. Well, in his current state he cannot do that, Naruto explained. If both you and Nagato fight in an even battle, the both of you will tire each other out. Obito can then come and finish things because both of you will be weak. But if you do defeat Naruto, he will come and take advantage of your weakened state. If it is Nagato who win, he will do the same, said Zetsu. Yes, that is exactly what he will try. Obito is doing all of this because of Ren. Wait, said Zetsu, why don't he just bring her back with the Rinnegan? He know that she wouldn't like that. Obito also hates this world and he wants to live in a world of dreams where he will be the ruler of everything. He can control everything and things will go his way. Zetsu nodded. So those matters are all solved, he said. Yes, Naruto agreed. How are things going in the town? He asked. They are going well. Your palace is completed and a few things only remain. That woman is doing well, Zetsu said with a smile. I was right to choose her, Naruto said. She has told me that there will be a lack of experienced medics. I have thought of that, Naruto replied. Tsunade has been training medics for the past 3 years. So, do you plan to rob Tsunade of her graduates? Zetsu asked. Well, there are 2 other women at the hospital. They train under Tsunade and they are very good medics. You're going to consume Guren's chakra and take her form and convince them to join the sound. How? Zetsu asked. They won't refuse to head a hospital, especially one built in the sound. You just have to be persuasive. Zetsu then nodded. So, who are they? You will know them when we are at Konoha, said Naruto. I will inform Guren about it when they arrive, so she will not be surprised. As Zetsu then paused, oh, Oniki, that old man, has sent his granddaughter to the zone. Naruto smiled. So the old fool is entering the play. He was amused by this. Let us allow him to dance around for now. I have to brutally murder Obito first. Aren't you just going to kill him? Asked Zetsu. No, it has to be painful, said Naruto. But he was not going to say anything any further. Zetsu, don't do anything I would not do. Let the old man play for now. Zetsu sighed in disappointment. Well, he will get his fun after Obito is murdered. He will just have to be patient. He did good by telling Guren to not reveal anything to the granddaughter. Is there anything else? Naruto asked. Yes, Deidara and Sasori should be arriving by tomorrow night at the Sand Village. So, the Sand will be attacked tomorrow, and if someone do not intervene, they will capture Gaara. Naruto rubbed his head. This is troublesome. Tomorrow will be a council meeting. As much as he liked to fight than sit around in that damn council, he will let this one play out. So, you're not going to save the Kazekage? Asked Zetsu, curious. No, Naruto responded. That was a surprise. Naruto seemed to value the life of a Jinchuriki, and he spared Gaara alive during the invasion. He could have killed him, like he did with anyone he fights seriously. But he chose to let the Kazekage go. You surprised me, Zetsu stated. I don't like the desert, said Naruto, and I refuse to fight a man who fights with puppets, and Deidara only use fireworks, and that does not interest me. So you're just going to leave it as it was? Zetsu asked. No, Naruto said, as he activated his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. I have to spend much time with my eternal Mangekyo Sharingan activated now. For the next few days, I will have it activated so my body can adapt. And to answer your question, this gives the Sand Village to test their strength. If they cannot stop a puppeteer and a man who use firework, they are not worthy, said Naruto. You do realize that there is a high chance that they can succeed in capturing Gaara. Yes, that is why, to be on the safe side, you will absorb some of my chakra and go to the sand and give Gaara a file of Deidara and sorcery. I thought you gave Jiraiya those files. The files I gave Jiraiya did not contain everything. It only has their abilities, but the one we currently have has their abilities and how to counter them. But if they fail to survive after giving all that information, then the village should be stripped. It should no longer be one of the 5 great villages. I will go and see Gaara tomorrow, Zetsu stated, as Naruto nodded. The next day, council chambers. It was still early in the morning, but Tsunade decided to start with the meeting so she can look forward for things during the day. She did not think that the meeting would take much time. They already talked about the proposal in the alliance, and she was not going to make things difficult for the Mizukage, as she was happy that everyone came in good mood, as Naruto did not make a fuss when he was called for the meeting. In fact, the Anbu informed her that he was already waiting for it. She looked at Naruto for a moment. He was wearing black as always, as she knew that often he did not wear his forehead protector, as he was not wearing it even now. He also looked calm, and he only smiled once when Mei greeted him. His eyes were different though, as everyone seemed to notice them, as he now had the Mangekyo Sharingan. As it was a surprise to see him with it activated. He always had the Sharingan activated, not the Mangekyo. As Naruto was not even talking, as Tsunade hoped that Koharu did not start her nonsense today. Danzo was also awake. They had to execute him by today, as he was not given a chance to defend himself. There was nothing to defend. He was being guilty and he was going to put to death. Mei looked at Naruto with a small smile, as he still looked the same when he left the mist. She could not wait to talk with him though. She's been waiting for a day like this to come when he left her. As she remembered, he kissed her back when she had kissed him, and that filled her of warmth and joy. Tsunade cleared her throat to get everyone's attention. Since we are all present, we can begin this meeting. You must be all aware that we came here to hear the proposal of the alliance from the Mizukage. Before Mei could even speak, Koharu spoke, getting a glare from Tsunade, but she shrugged it off. Before we listen to anything, we must know what we will gain from alliance with your village, said Koharu. But Mei took no offense to it. To be honest, our village doesn't have much to offer since we just came from a civil war and we are currently still recovering from it. So that means that your village will be the only one benefiting if we form an alliance, said Koharu. You did not allow me to finish, Mei responded with a calm look on her face. The Mist may still be recovering from a civil war, but our land is rich in herbs of all kinds that I'm sure will be useful to Konoha. An alliance with Konoha can also bless you with many bloodlines since the Mist is blessed with so many. We have found a few survivors of the Kagai and the Yuki clan. When we have stabilized the village, Konoha can benefit with the members of those clans. There was some silence, but Koharu broke it again. Is that all? Koharu asks. Think of it as a long-term investment. When the Mist does recover, you will have a strong ally to help you with any trouble, said Mei. This is also my way of saying thanks to you, Naruto, for freeing my village. Then you should have no demands since it was our shinobi that freed your village, said Koharu. Tsunade then looked at Naruto. As he was silent, it didn't seem like he was going to speak anytime soon. You have said enough, Koharu, said Tsunade as she glared at the elder. What you have brought to the table is acceptable. I don't know if the others will agree with me, but we will discuss that later on. She then paused for a moment. What are your demands? Tsunade asked. I only request that Konoha help us if we need assistance and give us 24% of the mission that come to you from the land of water if that is possible, and also help us recover. And I will also not sign anything unless I have Naruto's hand in marriage, Mei said. What? As the council room was full of murmurs. We can't allow to give you the sharingan, said Koharu. I did not say that I want the sharingan, Mei said. But since you refuse, I will withdraw my offer in giving you any members of my Kekkei Genkai. And I only want a marriage with Naruto, and don't forget that I am a wielder of two bloodlines, rare bloodlines for that matter. Tsunade looked at Naruto as he still had that calm expression on his face, and he said nothing, as people were expecting him to say something about the proposal, but he said nothing, and that just made Tsunade frustrated. What was with him? Tsunade then spoke. I understand. Like something like a marriage can make the proposal between two villages strong. But you said you don't want the sharingan. So why do you want Naruto? She asked. Mei smiled. Honestly, I like him, she said. Mei smiled as she looked over at Naruto, as Tsunade sighed as she rubbed her temples. Thank you, Mizukage. We will discuss and decide the matter. You can return to your hotel or take another tour around the village. We will call you. But guys, I'm going to be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But for now, I'm out. Peace.